Hi friends, welcome to Zara Creations. Today we are going to discuss about the planet Earth we live. First of all, let's see why this planet Earth is the only planet which living beings can survive. Because it consists of air, sufficient air, and water and congenial environment. First, let's talk about air. Air means we need oxygen and plants needs carbon dioxide. Earth has both of them. So yeah, that's why it's uh, suitable for living beings, and also because of water. Water is one of the most important thing that we need. If we don't have water, we would die definitely. Yeah. So that's what we also Earth is very important, and sometimes it is known as the blue planet. But unfortunately, now the clean water, fresh water that we can consume is getting lesser because of the bad environmental pollution. So always we shouldn't do them. And congenial environment, that means not very hot or not extremely cold. Yeah, that that's how congenial environment is creating define it. Well, let's take an example, planet Venus. Can we survive there? No, because it's extremely hot, the hottest planet in the solar system. And Neptune or Uranus, oh my god, we can't imagine that. We would be a snowman because of that coldness. Yeah, that's why it we have decided, or we are believing that Earth is the only planet. Not believing also, we have to definitely tell that Earth is the only planet which have a congenial environment. Congenial means like suitable, like that. Okay, then let's move on to the first topic, which is called rotation. These things are very important if we are in grade 7, 8 especially. So, what is rotation? Rotation means the Earth's movement around its own axis, and also it takes 24 hours. 24 hours means one day. So, what is the meaning of Earth's moving around its own axis? That means like Earth is like moving around itself. That's it. Just think Earth is rotating around itself. Then it's called the rotation. And also, while Earth is rotating around itself, Earth is doing another specific task, which is known as revolution. The journey around the sun by the Earth is called revolution. That means Earth is moving around its own axis, which is called rotation, while uh, uh, moving around a journey around the sun. That means it's moving around itself while moving around the sun. See how good, I mean, how clever this planet is. Yeah. And also it takes 365 days, 6 hours and 9 minutes. So just ignore the 9 minutes anyway. 6 hours, so we are not considering like we consider 365 days as a year, and we just keep this 6 hours till 4 years left. Then we had those uh, 6 hours, and one day is creating performing. So 4 plus 4, not sorry, 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, or 16 to 4 is 24, and another day is creating. So then at one time, after 4 years, it's becoming 366, and that's how a leap year is creating. But don't worry about it, just we are not we have to learn about this thing. Okay, so the journey around the sun by Earth is called revolution, and it takes 365 days and 6 hours. Then the next thing is so good, so important, which is known as the shape of the Earth. Can you guys guess the shape? The shape of the earth is spherical shape. Maybe if you are a child, the teacher may teach you that because it's so simple and easy for kids to understand that it's the shape of an orange. But now we have to study more. So remember, it's a spherical object, not fully spherical too. Oh my god, why is that? Let's see them. But and remember, it's being proved by the photographs taken from the space, like some astronauts are going to the space, to the moon, etc. So they have a camera and they have taken some pictures, and we have proved, scientists have proved that earth is a spherical object but not fully spherical, because see, but it isn't fully spherical cause the flatness of the earth in polar regions. Like there are two regions, and in polar region the flat, it's so flat, it's quite flat than the opposite, and the equatorial circumference is larger than the polar circumference. That means equatorial circumference is bigger than the polar circumference. So that's why we can't consider it as a fully spherical object too. So in a paper, they may ask what is the reason the for the Earth for not being fully spherical, and how they proved it like that. So we should remember these things. And let's move on to the next part. There you can see some lengths. Okay, so here equatorial diameter 12,757 km. So it's quite hard for remember like 12,757 km. So you can just divide them into some sections from your mind, not actually when writing. Don't do like that. So then you can study them like that. Sorry, it went quickly. Polar diameter 12,71,44. Sorry. Or you can remember 12,714 km. Equatorial circumference 477 km. Polar circumference 39943 km. And definitely highlight this point, which is the surface area of the Earth 510 million area kilometers. This is so important, okay? 510 million area kilometers, the surface area of the Earth. That's so important. Then, other than the Earth's surface area, you should keep in mind those stuff too. But the most important point is the about the Earth. The next thing is about the latitudes and longitudes. The latitudes, lines drawn horizontally from the west to east around the geographical globe, are called latitudes. Longitudes, lines drawn vertically from the north pole to the south pole, are called longitudes. So ignore this I, okay? So how can you remember this stuff? Sometimes you may your mind may telling you this is latitude, this is longitude, like how to remember the difference. Just I'm going to tell you guys the tip. Longitudes means long, so long is this, not this. Remember like that at least. Lat means like flat, so flat means horizontal, long means vertical. So like that you can remember. So latitudes are from west to east because they are horizontally, and the main latitude is equator. And longitudes, in longitudes they are drawing vertically from north pole to south pole, and the main longitude is Greenwich prime meridian. You can see here. Then here also there are some important things. This highlighted thing is so important, which is the line drawn in the middle of the globe is zero or equator. Middle, you see here. Here middle is like a cutting, dividing a orange into two sections. Just remember like that. So this cutting point is 0 degrees or equator. The name is equator. Yeah, the northern part of the equator is called northern hemisphere. Here you can see that too. Sorry, the southern part of the equator is called southern hemisphere. The lines to the north of the equator are called north latitudes, and the lines to the south of the equator are called south latitudes. So yeah, it's not very important, but just remember the name for the 0 degrees latitude. And these are the main latitudes: north 90 degrees latitude, south 90 degrees latitude. You have to note down that too. Let's move on to this. Actually, you just have to read this when you are relaxing. Like always, just study this thing. Then it may so easy. You don't understand when I'm telling this. I think because you can't understand it by others, because when someone telling they like you can't understand most of the time. But if you just start to researching and writing them, you may understand. Then the next thing is the last thing actually. The long, the 0 degrees. You had to put a degree sign. Degrees longitude, which is drawn across the Greenwich city in England. In the Greenwich is the Greenwich Prime Meridian. This is Greenwich Prime Meridian, which is running across London in England. See here, it's 0 degrees, and it's the main longitude. Okay, so I hope this part also in clear, quiet. Anyway, the main longitude is prime meridian, and the main uh, latitude is equator. Do you know why? Let's see this. Yeah, the countries near equator, uh, they have more sunlight. That's why, like, this is the continent of uh, Africa. That's why the most of the people in continent of Africa have dark skin because of the equator. The countries situated near the equator, they have dark skin because of the sunlight. But when considering the continent of Australia like that, they are quite far from the equator, so they have lighter color skin. Yeah, that's why Africans and Indians, Sri Lankans, like that, people have quite darker skin than when comparing to the Australians, some Americans, and Russians like that, Chinese people like that. But anyway, it's just a point to remember. It's not in this syllabus or something like that. I just told. Yeah, guys, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. And if you are interested, subscribe. It's our creations. Bye. Stay safe.